Hello and welcome to my second video about Archer pillboxes in my Piston series. This time I'm following a comment by a Bushka 2000 in my previous Archer pillbox video, after which I realized I hadn't offered much in terms of PvE protection for people who aren't planning on building this in interactive PvP arenas. So I'm here to rectify that a bit today by showing a bit of uses for Archer pillboxes or ways to improve them specifically for PvE. So first of all, the redstone wiring. All you really need is just redstone around the sides, but it's just a bit more redstone to repair if it gets broken, but it really shouldn't in PvE unless it's a creeper. So that shouldn't be a problem, but this is just a basic one right here. Offers extremely basic defense and very little defense against spiders, but you can go inside here, flick on the switch, pressure pad that is, and because we have half blocks here and no block in the center, you can walk in and you can shoot out of the half blocks and anywhere while inside the pillbox. But because there are half blocks here, slabs, spiders cannot get in. They can climb on top, but they can't get in. So it offers pretty basic protection. Next over here, we have the Desert Archer's pillbox. And this one provides pretty good protection. What we have here is just some sandstone slabs on the bottom, and then the normal pillbox setup with our pistons on the side, redstone, and a pressure pad. But the difference is that we have these cacti above us, and I just threw a glowstone here for some light. But we have cacti above, and that not only protects against spiders, but kills them, because spiders will get caught underneath the sandstone above it, because the cacti are slightly thinner than the block above them. So when the spider comes up here, it's going to get trapped because it's too wide. Instead of one wide, it's going to get trapped here and die on the cactus and drop its string below unless the string hits the cactus. So it offers pretty much perfect protection against everything except for skeletons until you run out of arrows, of course. And then over here we have the bowless Archer's pillbox. So an Archer's pillbox specifically for use without a bow, but can also be used with a bow. All we have is basically a top and some half stone cobblestone slab blocks to provide a lip so that spiders will get trapped. They won't die like they do in the desert pillbox, but they will get trapped and become easy to kill because we have our dispensers here, and if the spider gets trapped in here, here, or here, either way, they will be in front of this dispenser, and then from the back, when you press the switch, you're perfectly defended. If a spider gets trapped in the corner, you can kill it by hitting it or shooting it, and it can't actually get in. And then if the spider's on the outside, we can either push a button and have a long cooldown on that button, or we can flip the switch really fast and get a rapid fire. And that'll dispatch spiders pretty fast, but if you still need to shoot, you can still do so anywhere that there's not a dispenser. And you can place some torches in the corners for light. And for the button on the side, like I have here, you can make these by simply putting a block above your dispenser and trying to place a button on the ceiling of that block, or the floor that is, and because it can't do that, it will place the button on the dispenser itself, and then you have the button. And the great thing about it is, if you need to reload your dispenser, you can just click anywhere that you don't see the button and fill it up. So in all, they are pretty simple to build, and you can match them up a bit. So if you want cacti on top of this building, all you have to do is just have some sand, sort of replace this block here with some sand, and you can have spiders die instead of having these this lip here. So you can completely remove these lips, place cacti on top, kill the spiders, and for even added defense, you can replace the top block with another cactus, so that if a spider does manage to get on top, it will just sort of fondle the cactus and kill itself anyway. But this is clearly the cheapest to make, especially if you don't have cacti and if you don't feel like building dispensers and the like. One thing you can do is prevent skeletons from attacking you, because whenever you're in these pillboxes, one of the main concerns is going to be the one thing that can actually get to you still, and that one thing that can actually get to you still happens to be long ranged. So what you can do is just place some water. I have some in the corner there that's just going down. You can place some water in each corner, build a moat around the place. I just capped it off in the corner with a slab so that you can walk up, and since there's nothing here in this corner, you can come back down. And then you can use that water to help you place some sugarcane. And then all of a sudden, and you actually don't even need the corner, not really, and all of a sudden when a skeleton tries to shoot you, derp, it shoots the sugarcane. So if you just cover the entire side where you're exposed with sugarcane, you'll be able to walk through quite easily, but skeletons will not be able to shoot through. Of course, you won't be able to shoot through either, but if you need to, you can use the dispensers, which clearly you can't shoot through either, so skeletons can't hit you there. But you can use the dispensers, or you can just break off top and then replace it whenever you're done. So all in all, this is probably the best setup, especially if you place some cacti on the top to help you defend. But it's pretty simple to make, and I hope this sort of rectifies the lack of PvE support that I didn't give, the lack of PvE support from my previous Archer's Pillbox video.